I was so excited to tell you about these that I just popped right out of bed. It's really early, and there's my tea. Let's just jump right into this because I've covered a lot of recipes in this video, and don't worry about writing them down. I'm going to post them all in the right places. Just follow along and how I threw this meal together. All right, so here's what's left of my 12-pound bag of soy curls. I'm going to try to, since I'm grilling, I wanted to pick out all the largest, most solid pieces of soy curls that I could find in the bag. And just to show you what a cup's worth of soy curls looks like, I filled up a cup, and you see if a cup's worth fits in your hand. Well, it fits in my hand. Nice grip of soy curls. I marinated these soy curls and threw them on the grill, and I'm just guessing as to how many we will need to feed 4 adults and maybe a couple of kids that might be interested. So I figured 5 cups of soy curls would do it. Now, if you're considering getting the 12-pound box of soy curls, I'm telling you the bag that they come in fits great in the freezer, so use it. Okay, let's talk about the marinade. So here was my thinking on the marinade. Typically, when we're marinating a meat, all the seasonings get stuck on the outside of the meat, right? But in soy curls, we're rehydrating the soy curls, and I wanted the flavors to go into the soy curls, right? To go in when they rehydrate. So I thought, okay, let's take all the spices and put it in the water that I'm going to use to rehydrate them, and let's just blend it to the point where there's where everything is just like, a molecular size, so that when the soy curls soak up the marinade, it soaks up some real flavor. Because I wanted the soy curls to have real flavor. I didn't want the flavor to be just on the outside of the soy curl. I wanted it to be in the soy curl. So then I just had to decide what flavors I was going to use. And since I'm on it, I was trying to duplicate chicken wings, I just said, okay, what are all my chicken-related spices? What does my brain associate with chicken? So better than bouillon, no chicken base, some garlic, some oregano, had to throw in some liquid smoke, and then I'm just blending that all in there. Better than bouillon is really salty, but it's a different kind of salty. And when we're marinating, you need the marinade to be kind of over the top, because by the time you get everything cooked, everything's not over the top anymore, right? So I did add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, which made the marinade just a little salty, but in the end, the soy curls are not overly salty. So, I had to go a little over so that it would come out just right. And then same with the liquid smoke. I had 1 teaspoon, I put 1 teaspoon in there originally, but I thought I probably put about 5 more drops of liquid smoke, and that was got it right on. Okay, next was, how was I going to marinate my soy curls? So I decided to put everything in a 1-gallon bag and just pour the marinade right on top. And squeezed all the air out of the bag. And I'd make sure my seal's on. So, I did the old Ziploc test. Oh, yeah, it's sealed. All right, and then I just make sure I had all that sealed. Okay, so I'm thinking here, if I could get a vacuum lock on this bag, I think I could get the liquid to cover the soy curls pretty well, and that's what happens. So just see there, if you can get all the air out of the bag, you can get the soy curls covered with all the liquid. Now just put that to the side because we're going to work on the next part of this meal. Please open your Plant Pure Nation cookbook to the Greek salad recipe. I'm going to use the feta from that recipe to make my feta dressing that we're going to dip, or we're going to drizzle over the grilled buffalo curls. Now I need just a half a block of extra firm tofu. So I just drained that off and pulled off half of it. When you start to make this feta, don't overwork the crumbles. Just leave everything big and chunky, because once you start stirring the spices together into the tofu, the spoon is going to break down your tofu more. Okay, so you want big chunks in there. I have found the best ingredients that remind me of a feta are lemon juice, vinegar, and Greek oregano. Okay, whatever else happens, But make sure that you have those 3 in there. And lemon juice, I've learned, is better if you have fresh lemon juice than bottled. But I didn't have any fresh lemon juice, so I'm going with the bottled. Plus, I'm going to turn this into a dressing. So I thought, well, we won't notice too much. What else makes a good feta? Garlic. Fresh garlic helps make a good feta too. Oh my goodness. And then the longer you can let your tofu set up in all the spices, the better it will be. In fact, if you can make feta the day before, that's even better. Oh my gosh. And then there's going to be plenty of feta here for my dipping sauce, and I'm going to use the rest of it to sprinkle on salad because it's good. All right, am I done yet? Okay, I've got the working the 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. I hesitated because I was making sure it was really 2 tablespoons. And then just stir that up. And again, don't over stir. Just let those big chunks of tofu live in there because that's what makes it fun. Okay, and if you're wondering what to do with the other half of that extra firm tofu block, just put it in a bag. And this, you can use it to make tofu mayo. And this will easily make about 1.5 cups worth of tofu mayo. And you're probably going to need it for something. All right, back to the Plant Pure Nation cookbook because we're going to make the slaw that goes in this. Oh my gosh, because you can't have buffalo curls without some slaw. All right, so I need 1/2 cup of tofu mayo. And this was the tofu mayo that I made earlier this week. You know, good tofu mayo will last you a good week. I know that for sure. It gets a little watery towards the end of the week, but just stir it in and throw it. It's all right. It'll work fine. You may not be able to spread it on your sandwiches, but it still works great for salad dressings or putting on vegetable salads like this. Now, I've already talked about the coleslaw recipe in the creamy coleslaw video. So if you want to go over there and get the specifics on that, you can. Here, I'm just mixing up all the flavorings. The paprika and the celery seed and salt and vinegar. What else? And then the sweetener. The book calls for agave nectar, but I don't have agave nectar. I don't really like it. So I just keep using maple syrup. Anytime a recipe says agave nectar, I use maple syrup. It's just the way I roll. It's what I like. You're going to like something different. Use it. Whatever sweetener turns you on, use it. Okay, and then next, I threw in a little bit of chopped onion. You saw that. And then I just threw in a bag of the coleslaw mix. I didn't want to buy all those individual ingredients just to make coleslaw, you know, a little bit of coleslaw. So for me, it's easier just to buy the coleslaw mix. There's a little fruit fly flying around. Did you see him? He's trying to get my coleslaw. When you're plant-based, fruit flies come with the territory. All right, now we're going to work on the marinade that we're going to slather on the soy curls once we got them grilled. Oh, yeah. So I use Cholula sauce. That's my favorite. You use whatever hot wing sauce you want to use. I like Cholula. And to the Cholula, I added chili powder. New Mexico chili powder. Some hot, sweet Spanish paprika. No, it's not hot. It's just smoked sweet Spanish paprika. Some pepper and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And that's it. That's all there's to it. And then you're just stirring that around and make sure there's no spice lumps. Okay, and then by the time I got through all that, my soy curls were ready to go. And I had lots of extra marinade in there, so I just squeezed the top of the bag and dumped it out in the sink, which I didn't lose a whole lot, probably about 1 cup's worth. I decided that I would grill the soy curls, and then I would slather on the sauce at the grill. So I got it on my grilling apron. My Aunt Deb gave me this apron ages ago. Oh, look at my grill. Hello, grill. Hello, grill, my old friend. I'm so glad to use you again. Oh, it's been too long. Oh my gosh. All right, on the soy curls, I started to get nervous. The grill is hot. It's running about 400 degrees. I've got this nice nonstick grill pan that I like to use, and I was worried that my soy curls were going to stick. but I had a lot of heat going on, and I remembered that soy curls have just enough, it cooled down to 325 by the way, but there's enough oil and fat in a soy curl. The oil and fat kept it from sticking too badly on my pan. So at 325 for 5 minutes, this is what happens. Look at that. I've got some nice browning going on. I'm so excited. I'm loving it. Look at that. That looks good, doesn't it? Look at that. No oil, just the fat from the soy curls are making that happen. That's it, and the heat. Now, okay, you know, if you've done any grilling, y'all know that you got cold spots and hot spots on the grill. And for me, my grill is like perfect in the front, but as you get towards the center, it gets really hot. And so, see, I started getting some burning. So I said, oh gosh, I better turn down my heat. And I saw that I had, you know, nice crispiness on the underside, but the top was still spongy. It's amazing. It was still spongy. So I flipped everybody over, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to cut back. I had 2 burners running. I decided to turn both of those burners off, and I would try indirect heat because I was afraid I was going to just burn up all my soy curls. So I don't know why I didn't just think to turn the grill and, you know, like move the grill pan over. I don't know. I was just excited. I guess because of the tripod. That's what it was. The camera and the tripod were next to me, and so I just moved my fire instead of moving my pan. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, now I forgot to turn on the camera, but what I'd done is I did slather a little bit of that sauce onto my curls, and then I closed the lid, and I went just a few minutes more to kind of dry that sauce onto my curls with that indirect heat. And look at that. Oh my gosh, they're ready to go, man. And then I poured a little sauce on it, baby. Look at that. Ooh, grilled buffalo curls. Now, I couldn't get all my curls on that pan the first time, so this is the second half of my bag, and I'm throwing that on there. Now, this was like cooking completely different because the grill was much cooler. These are the new Light Life frankfurters that have just come out. I've never seen these before until yesterday. So Maggie asked me to pick those up, so I've got those grilling, and the kids loved them. Maggie was like, oh my gosh, it tastes like an actual hot dog. So I let those grill for about 5 minutes on top. My grill was cool. It was running about 300, 325. I've got the heat running on the side here, and what was happening with the indirect heat was they were cooking, but I wasn't getting the same charring and browning that I got the first time with direct heat. Yeah, that's pretty obvious, right? But you know, here's the art of grilling, right? You can grill something and use the direct heat and get lots of charring, or you can kind of smoke stuff, right? Which I don't have any like anything smoking, but I'm using that indirect heat to cook things slower. And you know, that works too. It gave me a softer soy curl in the end, and they just took a little longer to brown. All right, those, man, it didn't take much for those little Light Life frankfurters, man. They just 5 minutes on the grill, maybe 10, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to them. I was paying attention to my curls, but they browned up really quick. Okay, so here, again, so my soy curls weren't browning enough, so I moved them over to the direct heat, just to give them a little more browning. And then I said, okay, that was good. And I kept working in 5-minute increments. I was just so afraid I'd burn something. I just can't believe I could grill these. I'm so happy. They are awesome. Okay, that was 5 minutes again. And look there. Oh, they're ready. They're ready. So I think that direct heat works better than indirect heat. But when you go to grill your soy curls, just stay right there. Don't leave the grill, really. And just keep watching them. You know, we're dealing with little pieces of food. Grilling curls, soy curls, is not the same as grilling like chicken or beef. There's no bacteria to kill here. You know what I'm saying? There's no cooties to kill in the meat. This is just, you're just cooking it. You know, you're trying to get it dried out a little bit. You're trying to get your marinade to stick to your food. I mean, that's what we're really talking about, is just cooking it enough so that your spices will stick to the curls. All right, there you go. So I had a nice combination of chewy curls that got a little over grilled. And then I had a nice side of my bowl where they were just like really tender, cooked through. The marinade was sticking to it nicely. So it's just perfect. It was a nice combo. And then I just poured all the rest of that sauce on there. Look at him. Oh my gosh. All right, Max, what do you think of these hot curls?
Delicious.
Do they taste like they've been grilled? Do you feel like you're a meat eater again?
No, I feel like I'm having grilled vegan food.
Yay! Now let's get back to the dipping sauce. Typically, there's a blue cheese dressing that goes along with it, but I don't know how to make a vegan blue cheese dressing. So what I did here was just use a little more of tofu mayo, and I dropped my feta cheese, or my tofu feta, my feta cheese, into the mayo and gave that a taste. And that was pretty good. It worked. It wasn't like, whoa, but it worked. It's time, baby. All right, so here's 2 flour tortillas heated up in my toaster oven, and I just heated them up enough so that I could roll them. And I couldn't decide how to get started. I didn't know if I wanted to put the soy curls in first and then put the slaw on top, or put the slaw in first, put the soy curls on top. I was like, oh, I'm so hungry. I don't know what I want to do. So I decided, let's go slaw first. Oh my goodness, this is so good. This is so good. No, my tortillas are not fat-free or low-fat or oil-free or anything like that. They're just plain old flour tortillas. I know somebody's going to ask me that, and they're not. Here, I'm picking out some tender pieces of soy curls, and I picked out some charred, chewy soy curls. I like them both. Seriously, Charlie and I were talking about them. They're both good. So I would definitely, when you go to do this, char a few, and then leave a few curls soft, because the combo works. Oh my gosh. And then I just drizzled down some sauce, and ba-bam! Oh yeah! Oh, sweet. Oh, goodness. Look. That was good, baby. I cannot wait for you to make these. If you have soy curls on you right now, you need to make these tonight. Oh my gosh. You're going to love them. They're so good. You don't have to make as much as I did. I know what you could do. Now, you could cut the recipe in half, or just go ahead and make it like this. And then whatever soy curls you don't want to throw on the grill, make sure they're drained of the marinade, and then just put them up in a freezer bag, and put them in a freezer bag, and then put them up in the freezer. And portion them out. Be sure to do that. Go ahead and divide it up as you would want to, need it for, for recipes. And then each time you get that out, you could either throw them back on the grill, or throw them in the oven, or throw them in the toaster oven, get them browned up, and then chop them up and put them on salad, put them in a pasta salad, put it in a rice salad, put it in your sandwich. You just chew them straight up. They'd be good. All right, I can't think of anything else. I'm going to let y'all go. Let's talk more in the comments below. Bye.